everyone, my name is Alekhya, Assistant Professor, Cyber Security Department. So today we are going to discuss about the cyber security tools. So what are the tools? So tools are nothing but it is like the safeguarding our data or safeguarding our security things or confidential information, sensitive data, anything. So by using these tools, we can, for some extent, we can reduce the cyber attacks. So let us discuss about the cyber security tools. So here, today the contents are cyber security tools, and here, we are having so many domains. So for every domain, we are having some set of tools we can use for cyber security. So here, cyber security tools are mainly used to mitigate the risks and mitigate the cyber attacks from cyber attackers. So here, protecting our IT environment is very crucial. So we are having so much of data or so much of programs that we can very critical to safeguard them. So every organization, they need to take some cyber security tools very seriously. So they are having number of hacking attacks. So they are having so many hacking attacks through software or hardware. So it will affect the business of all sizes. So it may be the big organization or maybe the small organization, or it may be any small institute or any popular institute, like that, anyone. So anyone, there is some extent that hacking might happen. So here hackers, malware, viruses, these are all some real security threats in the virtual world. So in this digital era, so the attacks might come from anyone. So anything. So it may be a person or any virus or any devices. So it may be the hackers that will hack our systems, or some malwares or some viruses that will affect our systems or the processes in the organization. So these are all some real security threats in this digital world. And it is, we have to take a point, like it is very essential that every company is aware of the dangerous security attacks. So they have to know what is an attack is, what is a cyber attack is, and what is that impact. And it is necessary to keep themselves secure. So they have to gain some knowledge about the security things and the security tools, and what is the impact if there is any security attacks happen. If any cyber attacks happen, what is the impact on the organization? So they have to keep in mind. And there are many different aspects of cyber defense. So they may need to be considered. So we are having so many cyber defense things that has to be considered. So here we are having some 6 essential tools and services that every organization need to consider to ensure their cyber security is as strong as possible. So we are having 6 main cyber security tools. So first one, firewall. So it acts like a filter that will they will delete the unauthorized accesses or any like websites or links that were coming from other websites. And antivirus software that will it will not allow any viruses to the software. And PKI services, MDR services, penetration testing, staff training. So these are all main tools that every organization should know. So these are the 6 main things. First one, firewalls. Second one, antivirus software. And next one, PKI services, MDR services, penetration testing, and staff training. So these are the 6 important cyber security tools. So first one, what is firewall? So firewall is, as we know, the firewall is the core security tools. So it is very important that every organization should maintain the firewalls. And it has become one of the most important cyber security tool. So to safeguard our systems or to safeguard our securities, hardwares or softwares. So it acts like a wall in between the internet and our security, like the confidential information. It is like, so its job is to prevent unauthorized access. So its main job is to prevent unauthorized access, so which are coming from the trusted things. Which acts like a trusted things and that are coming from unauthorized accesses, so that will prevent them. Or from a private network, so if there is anything that was coming from some private network, it will prevent it. And it can be implemented as hardware, software, or a combination of both. So these firewalls are, it might be a hardwares. So it can be implemented using some hardwares or softwares or a combination of both. Both hardware and software combination can also be implemented for firewalls. And next one, these firewalls are used to prevent unauthorized internet users from accessing private networks, so which are connected to the internet. So which are connected to the internet, these firewalls are used to prevent unauthorized internet users also. So if there are any unauthorized internet users that are trying to access our websites or our organization facilities, they want to utilize that. So only the authorized access can utilize that. So by using firewalls, the unauthorized internet users, they can be prevented. And next one, all these messages are entering or leaving the internet pass through the firewall. So if there is any access or any request that is coming from internet that can be passed by leaving or through the intranet, so through the firewall. So this is the structure of firewall. So it acts like a wall. See here, they have given the wall picture where it acts like some wall. So it is through some, we are having WAN and LAN here, two network types. So if there is anyone, so they want to communicate to each other, so only authorized accesses, who are having the authorized accesses, only they can send the messages through firewall. So unauthorized accesses, they cannot have the access to send any requests or any messages through the firewalls. So see here, they has given LAN and WAN. So where in WAN, it is like a private network where they can send any messages to the organizations. And these organizations, they can receive only the authorized users requests only, or the messages, anything. Okay, this is firewalls. And next one, see here, this firewall examines each messages and blocks those messages that do not meet the sufficient security criteria. So they will have some set of users list in their database, and they have to match with that particular database, that particular users list. Any one of the users list they have to match, otherwise it won't allow. So it is the main working of the firewall. So, and it is very useful, but it has limitations also. This firewall is very useful, but it has so many limitations. Only a skilled hacker knew how to create data and programs that are behaving like trusted firewalls. So a skilled hacker, only few of them will be there. A skilled hacker only know how to create data and programs that are behaving like trusted firewalls. Okay. And next one, it means that we can pass the program through the firewall without any problems. And here, despite of these limitations, firewalls are still very useful in the protection of less sophisticated malicious attacks on our system. So it mainly decrease, or it mainly it will decrease the cyber attacks. It mainly decrease the cyber attacks, and it will try to protect our data. So only authorized access or only authorized networks will come into the network of our systems. So these firewalls are they can use it as a filter, or they can use it as a wall to they can prevent the unauthorized accesses. So this is the main use of firewalls. So firewalls are that can be used for every organization. Firewalls, they have to use for every organization, and they have to maintain the firewalls for uh, like um it is very important and powerful tool for any organization to use to safeguard their data or to safeguard their programs or any programs or sensitive data, anything. And next topic, antivirus software. As we know, so every computer they have to maintain some antivirus software, or if we are having any smartphones, they are using also antivirus software. So any devices that were connected to the internet, there should be some antivirus software. So which is they have created for that particular device. So antivirus software, what it is? So it is a program which is designed to prevent, detect and remove viruses and other malware attacks on the individual computer, networks and IT services. So here the antivirus software, it is some set of instructions that has given to the program. So where it was designed mainly to prevent, detect and remove the viruses. Either it will remove the viruses, or it will detect the viruses, or it will prevent from coming to the devices and other malware attacks. So it might be man in the middle attacks, or it might be DOS attacks, anything that will it will safeguard them from the individual computers, networks and IT service systems. Antivirus software, and it also protects our computers and networks from variety of threats and viruses. So what are the viruses? Like Trojan horses, worms, keyloggers, browser hackers and rootkits, spywares, bootnets, adware and ransom. So these are all some viruses that will be attacked on our system, and this can be safeguarded by using this antivirus software. So any spywares, so anyone who is trying to hacking our system by using guest types, or someone who want to hack our systems by only watching the activities in our system, or by using the advertisements they want to attack, or by using the keyloggers, or or they want to keep some links that if you click on them, some malware will be downloaded. So these are all can be prevented by using antivirus software. If you are having antivirus software means, so it will get a warning that it is having some malware. So it is antivirus software, and most antivirus programs that come with an auto update feature and enable the system to check for new viruses and threats regularly. So it will automatically do the things. So no need of we going to the program and we have to update that particular program and we have to check if the viruses and threats are there. So no need for that. It automatically update the system. So for example, by using this antivirus softwares also, some attackers are trying to attack, like so they will send some update that it has to be your computer having this particular antivirus software and it has to be updated by using this link. So if you have clicked on link, some malware will be downloaded in the background of our computer. So it is there another idea to attack on the computers or our networks. So for that purpose, they have given the auto update feature. So for that, they automatically update it. If there is any update is there for that particular antivirus software, that will automatically update in our system. No need of giving update like particularly. So it provides some additional services like scanning emails to ensure that they are free from malware attacks, attachments and web links. So it is also coming with some additional services. So if there is any like emails that are coming from unauthorized accesses, so these emails can be scanned by using this antivirus software. So to make sure that it is coming from some if there is any malwares that were attached to that particular mail, and if it can check web links also. So if web links, if they are having any malwares or any viruses in that particular web links that can be detected by using antivirus software. So it is also a very useful tool for our systems or networks. And next one, PKIs. So PKI services are nothing but public key infrastructure. So this tool is also very important for any organization to safeguard their data. So this tool mainly supports the distribution and identification of public encryption keys. So this tool mainly supports the distribution and identification of public encryption keys, and it enables users and computer systems to securely exchange data over the internet. So they want to safeguardly exchange the data through internet and verify the identity of the other party or another person, third person. These PKI services are useful. So it is nothing but like encryption. They want to encrypt the particular data they want to send from one person to another person or one network to another network. So we can also exchange sensitive information without PKIs. So but in that case there would be no assurance that authentication of the other party. So we can send without PKIs. We can send without PKIs or without any encryption. But there will be there is no assurance that that is coming from the authorized party. Okay, so people associated with PKI with SSL or TLS. SSL or TLS. So it is the technology. What it is? It is the technology which encrypts the server communication and is responsible for HTTPS. And padlock that can be seen in our browser address bar. Okay, and PKI. So it will solve many number of cyber security problems and deserves a place in the organization security suite. So for these PKIs, there should be some knowledge for the employees also, and that's like how to protect the data or how to protect their accesses from other attacks. So in these PKIs, they have solved so many cyber security problems, and they have given some they deserve a better place in the organization. And here PKI can also be used like enabling multi-factor authentication and access control. So they mainly enable the multi-factor authentication, either 2 or 3-factor authentication, and access control. And they can create compliant trusted digital structures, the digital signatures. They can create compliant and trusted digital signatures. And they can encrypt email communications and authenticate the sender's identity. They can either encrypt encrypt email communications, so communications from one to another. So these these encrypted emails can be used for authenticate the authenticate the sender's identity, and digitally sign and protect the code. They mainly use to digitally sign and protect the code. And here they can also build identity and trust into Internet of Things ecosystems. So they can build the identity and trust. So by using PKS, there were so many uses. Not only this, so they can safeguard the data. They can safely send their data from one person to another by using PKIs. So they can give some some key structures from only the authorized persons can open that particular data. So PKI is also very important tool in the organization for communication purposes. So from one vendor to another vendor. So this is how we can build a PKI. So see here, this is the certificate authentication. So where they can create the tools or safeguard the tools and sign subordinate certificates, and this is the certificate authentication subordinate. So this is the root one and this is the subordinate one. So where here registered authentications, they define the policies and add or revoke user certificates. So these are the registration authentications, and where they can publish via LDAP to the directory. So they can directly publish them. And this is the respiratory for certificates and CRLs. And where they can validate the sender's certificate by using data recipient. So for example, we are having web server, VPN gateway. Okay, and here the data will be taken from the certificate enabled client. Example, it is having VPN client or browser. So here it will be checked by using the subordinate. So here the checking will be done by the subordinate. So it is nothing but building the PKIs, public key infrastructure. Okay. And next one, manage detection and response service. So next tool is manage detection and response service. So here today the cyber criminals and hackers, they have used very advanced techniques and software to breach the organization security. So they mainly concentrate on the security tools that were used by the organization, and they want to break that security, or it is like the challenge for them. So there is a necessary for every organization or every business to be used more powerful forms of defense of cyber security. So we are having so many defense tools for to safeguard our cyber security. So it is necessary. It is very important for every organization. They have to use powerful defense tools for that to safeguard their security. So MDR, what is MDR? Managed Detection and Response Service. So it is an advanced security service that provides threat hunting, threat intelligence, security monitoring, incident analysis, and incident response. So it will provide what it will provide. It is a very advanced security service that it provides threat hunting. So where the threats will be, where the threats is, they will search for that. And threat intelligence. So how extent the threat intelligent will be. So if they how much powerful tools they have used for that particular threat, like that. And security monitoring. So security monitoring. So what are the security tools that were using? What are the things that were used for particular security, like that. And incident analysis. So if there is any incident happen, so what is the analysis that we're doing? So what are the analysis that have to be done? And incident response. So after attack, how the response will be. So what is the effect, like that? They will provide so many services, MDR. So it is a service that arises from need for organizations. Need for organizations. So who has a lack of resources. So it is like who are having the lack of resources, they can they can use this for need for organizations. So they have to be more aware of risks and improve their ability to detect and respond to threats. So they have to maintain, they have to improve their knowledge on cyber security, and they have to use more tools and improve their ability in their detection and response to the threats also. So MDR, it also uses artificial intelligence and machine learning. So what is artificial intelligence and machine learning? So it automatically detects the threat and it has to be reported to the particular security. So it mainly used to investigate. And auto detect threats and orchestrate response for immediate response for faster result. So it mainly uses the artificial intelligence and machine learning. To investigate, auto detect. So it mainly used for investigation. So if there is any attack happens, so they have to give some, they have to do the investigation, and they have to auto detect threats. So particularly we shouldn't go and check for the threats. It automatically detects it. and immediate response. So if there is any attack, if any threats were there, they have to immediately respond to that particular threats for faster results. So these are the uses for MDR, Managed Detection and Response Service. So see here, we're having some particular characteristics for that MDR, Managed Detection and Response. So in this first one, Managed Detection and Response is focused on threat reduction rather than complaints. So it first mainly focusing on threat detection. So where the threats were, what is the threats that were focused on that particular software. So they mainly concentrate on that particular point of view. So and next one, MDR, it relies heavily on security event management. Security event management and advanced analytics. So it mainly relies heavy on security event management and advanced analytics. And while some automation is used, MDR also involves humans to monitor our networks. So if they are having some automation, so while some automation is having, as they are using artificial intelligence, so MDR it also involves the humans to monitor our network. And here MDR service providers also perform incident validation and remote response. So immediate validation and immediate response will be done in the MDR rather than other tools. It is very fast. This is MDR. And next one, penetration testing. So it is also known as pen test. Penetration testing or pen test. So it is an important way to evaluate our business's security systems and security of an IT infrastructure by safely trying to exploit vulnerabilities. So penetration testing or pen test is important way to evaluate our business security systems. And here the security of an IT infrastructure by safely trying to exploit vulnerabilities. So these vulnerabilities exist in operating systems. These vulnerabilities, they exist in operating systems, services or applications, improper configuration or risky end user behavior. So it is not only that, it might be the employee in the organization, or if there is any software that were used without the knowledge. So these are all the vulnerabilities that were existing in the operating system. So and in pen testing, so in penetration testing, so here the cyber security professionals, they will use the same techniques and processes that were utilized by the criminal hackers to check the potential threats and areas of weakness. So they will try to think like the cyber security hackers, the professionals, they'll try to use the tool that were used by the hackers itself. So how they have used that particular threat, so particular threat or attacks that were happened on that, and they'll try to reduce that. They'll try to reduce it should not be happen next time. See here in penetration testing, so what the professionals will do, they will use the same techniques and processes that were utilized by the cyber hackers, criminal hackers. They are trying to check for potential threats and areas of weaknesses. So a pen test attempts like a kind of attack a business might face from criminal hackers like password cracking, code injection and phishing. So it might so what is that hackers might do? Password cracking. So if there is any vulnerabilities in the password hacking, they'll try to they'll try to crack their particular passwords, or code injections. So code is nothing but some piece of code that will injected into the program. And phishing. Phishing is nothing but phishing is nothing but it looks like a trusted entity and will try to use that. So it involves a simulated real world attack on a network or application. It just acts like a real world attack. So these tests can be performed by using manual or automated technologies to systematically evaluate servers, web applications, network devices, endpoints, wireless networks, mobile devices, and other potential points of vulnerabilities. So these tests can be performed by using either manually or automatically techniques that to systematically evaluate the servers. Mainly, they can be used to evaluate the servers, web applications, network devices, endpoints, wireless networks, mobile devices, and other potential points of vulnerabilities. So these are the having so many vulnerabilities. So without our knowledge, so these can be tested. And once the pen test has successfully taken place, the testers will present us with their findings, threats, and can help by recommending some potential changes to our system. So after the pen testing, they'll give some report. They'll give some report that these things has to be changed in the system of of your organization. So it might be in the the knowledge employees knowledge, or it might be in the process of the system, or it might be in the websites or networks that were used by the organization. So these are all the things that will taken into consideration, and by using that they will give some report that they have the report which is having the recommendations that potential changes to be taken by the system. So this is penetration testing. And next one, staff training. So staff training, it is not like a tool, but ultimately having knowledgeable employees who understand the cyber security. So which is one of the strongest forms of defense against cyber attacks. So it is not like a tool. So it is not like a software tool or hardware tool that were taken into consideration in our organization, or they have to be implemented in the organization. So it is first they have to have good knowledge on cyber security. So understanding of what is cyber security and how they have to make use of that. And today's many training tools available that can educate company staff about the cyber security practices. So every business they have to organize these training tools to educate their employees who can understand their role in cyber security. So every employee in the organization they are having some certain role to safeguard their data or to understand the role of cyber security in their particular data. So here staff training for cyber security is very important. And here we know that cyber criminals they continue to extend their techniques and level of sophistication to breach business security. So they'll try to use new technologies day by day. They try to improve their skills day by day to breach the business security. And it has made it essential for every organization to investigate in these training tools and services. So they have to concentrate on what is the new technologies that were used by that particular if new technologies that were came into trend that were given vulnerability for the other attackers. So failing to do this, they can leave the organization in a position where hackers would be easily targeted in their security systems. And so the expense of the investment on these training tools might put reward for the organization, business organization with long term security and protection. So if they have expense on investment on these training tools, that will give long term security for the organization. So for that they have to maintain the security tools properly. They have to maintain their duty properly. The authentication, like the extent. So some extent the employees have only for that extent they have to access their data, or they have to access their work or programs. So other extent they should not go, or they have not to share their data to or share their work to other person in IT industries or IT environment. So these are the main tools for cyber security. So these are the references I have taken. So these are the 6 main cyber security tools for every organization that has to be maintained. What is that? First one, firewalls, antivirus software, PKI services, MDR services, penetration testing, and staff training. Okay. So this is how a PKI uh, public key infrastructure has to be built. So first from root they will they'll sign subordinate certificates for certificate authentication, and from registered authentications they'll define from registered authentications they'll define the policies and add or revoke the user certificates. So this is the user or client. So certificate which is having enabled client. So this is the data that is coming through internet to the data recipient. So here where the public key has been used, public via LDPA, LDAP, and this is the directory where they can validate the sender certificate in data recipient. So this is how PKI can be built. So these are the 6 main tools for cyber security. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.